Hello, everyone, and welcome to KHM Today, your weekly go-to resource for industry news and straight-up fun. I am your host, Carolyn Orff, and I'm excited to be here with all of you today. We have a great show. I am so excited. I'm going to call it our Rockstar Show. If you guys can tell, I've got my stars on. I've got some awards over here. We have some amazing guests. We've been talking a lot about social media, and Amanda Bailey, the digital marketing manager for KHM Travel Group, is here to give us some free tools to help us with our social media posts. Do you ever fill out surveys? I love filling out surveys. Whether the feedback's good or bad, I like everyone to have it. So Sydney Crago is here. She is the lead developer for our 2021 Agent Census for KHM Travel Group, and she is here to share some of those results with us and what those mean to us as agents. Our month-long series is back. It's time to show me the money. Oops, look, I forgot my life. And we're going to introduce you to some places where you can earn bonus money, bonus points, and even some free nights. So we're excited about that. And then we have 3 of our 2021 KHM award winners joining us as well to share some of their successes and also some of the challenges they've faced over the last year. We can learn from them like nobody's business. So what I even put some awards up for you guys on as my background. So you can see here, I have one from Disney Cruise Line. My family won this in the Mickey 500. If you've ever played that fun game of creating a car out of a potato, a carrot, 4 wheels and 4 nails, and a butter knife. We won that on our very first Disney cruise. And then you guys will see here this gem. Maybe some of you have clay pieces that look like this. This is a gift one Mother's Day. It's my Mother of the Year award, or Mother of the Year. My kids only have one mother, so there's not really that many recipients, but it's a beautiful piece of artwork. So it stays on my bookshelf to remind me. Those are my only awards, but these agents have some impressive awards, and we're going to be joined by them today for some of their advice. But before we go much further, let's get the headlines with Chantel Nye from the education team. Chantel, welcome.
Hello, Carolyn. I love your awards. I am so jealous of the Mother of the Year award.
Do you have one of those? I feel like everyone got one of those, or a pinch pot or something.
I'm sure I do, and I have a lot of dollar jewelry, like rings and bracelets too, that are kept safely in my drawer so they don't get messed up or broken. So
absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. I love it. Makes me feel good.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here with us. Okay, and today's headlines. First up, Kauai is rejoining the Safe Travels pre-test program beginning April 5th of 2021. I know we're all very confused about Hawaii right now. And hopefully this is going to make things go over smoother. This means your clients and you will be able to fly nonstop from the mainland to Kauai without having to quarantine in a resort bubble. Also, inter-island travel to Kauai will no longer require being in the state for 72 hours first. Once reinstated on April 5th, all travelers will follow the same pre-test protocols. This is not retroactive. So please go to the website, www.hawaiicovid19.com/travel, and all of the information's in there. They even put together a great checklist to pass on to your clients on everything they're going to need to do to get there. This next one is super exciting. I don't know about you, but I want to be one of the people going on this. AMA Waterways announced their new 7-river journey through Europe in 2023. Cheryl Mitchell, you might be booking this one as well. This is a 46-night sailing that will take 144 guests through 14 countries on 4 of their luxury river cruise line ship. I can't even imagine this. It's going to start next year, June 1st, 2023. Now get this, for a small cost of starting at $25,999 per person. That's starting at. Reservations are open for the general public on March 15th, so get ready. Guests will have more than 130 complimentary excursions to choose from, with many all-new tours and exclusive experiences, as well as everything else that comes along with the river cruise, the gratuities on board, shore excursions, cruise manager, laundry, personal guides on their 46 nights. So who's with me? Let's go. Let's do a trip.
And I apologize, Chantel, was this for 2022 or 2023?
2023. I apologize. Okay. This is 2023.
No, I just wanted to double check and make sure I hadn't typed that incorrectly.
Yeah, no, Donnie Anderson. Thank you, Don. Yes, 2023. Okay, next up, Allianz as new epidemic coverage to travel insurance products. I know they just had a webinar not too long ago, but they are announcing enhancements to its travel insurance products that may provide coverage to customers who become ill with COVID-19 or a future epidemic and are individually ordered to quarantine or are denied boarding because of the illness. The enhancements add epidemic-related illnesses as a covered reason to cancel or interrupt a trip or seek reimbursement for emergency medical care. So this is huge. Go to AllianzTravelInsurance.com for all the information on this new product. Glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
This is something new. This is hopefully is what's coming. Ayada's Travel Pass will help eliminate vaccine certificate fraud. So we all know that when a rule is put in place, there are always those people who want to kind of skip around that. There's always an exception for some people, they think. So they are trying to come up with this product to help deter fraud. Whether it's a travel pass or another solution, the world's governments need to lock in an answer to the question of testing and vaccine proof sooner rather than later. With some countries already participating or anticipating opening borders to vaccinated travelers, a global standard cannot come soon enough. So if you want to know more information about this, it hasn't come through yet, but this is what they're proposing, ayada.org, www.ayada.org for more information. And something fun to end on, like I always want to have, the world's first space hotel to open in 2027. Okay, so we have a little time to market this, right? Latest to announce its potential opening date is Orbital Assembly's Voyager station, which is currently scheduled to begin construction in 2026 to be open in 2027. The Voyager station will create an artificial gravity using centrifugal force. It will take on the shape of a Ferris wheel, spinning to simulate gravity in its pods. I'm already getting sick just thinking about this. Though its form might be unusual compared to Earth's hotels, its room and amenities will be largely familiar to regular travelers. It will have 280 guests, including villas that you can purchase as a vacation home. Okay, this is crazy. It will have a restaurant, bar, gymnasium, and entertainment center, and it's for your higher end clients, I think, because its casual cost is $5 million for a 3.5-day stay. Anybody interested?
I'm sorry. This is so funny to me. As you started talking about Ferris wheels and centrifugal force, all I thought was, who would sign up this? And not for anything, pay $5 million for it. Like, I'm with you. I can't do that spinny thing. I can do this, but I cannot do that spinny thing. Forget it.
And you know what? It's not even an all-inclusive for $5 million. So I don't know. I don't see the value.
I still have to pay for my drink. Exactly. Thank you, Chantel. Those were great.
Bye, everybody.
Oh my goodness. So funny. All right. Next up, you guys, is someone that is a whiz with numbers, a whiz with words. Our first guest works tirelessly crafting the questions for the census survey, and then she works hard to decipher all of that information. Please welcome Sydney Crago, copywriter for KHM Travel Group and the census creator. Hello, Sydney.
Hi, Carolyn.
So thanks for being with us today. A lot of the agents on the line today are KHM Travel Group agents. And so can you explain real quick what the census is?
Sure. So now in its third year, the KHM Travel Agent Census is an annual survey that allows us to get feedback from our agents on what we're doing well and what we can improve on.
Awesome. So what kind of questions were asked this year that were different from years past? Of course, we're going to ask, name and age. And actually, this you don't ask the name, right? Is it?
No, it's anonymous. You have the option to put your name in at the end because we do
Okay.
offer some gift card winners, but anonymous survey.
And so what sort of questions were different from years past?
Yeah, so of course we're going to ask some questions about COVID-19 and how that, has played a role in the way we've supported agents. So we want to know what kind of tools we're providing that are helpful, what resources we might still need to beef up or work on, and also where our agents are kind of at the moment. So are they still booking? Are they still selling? Are they still feeling, optimistic about travel? So those were some new things, as well as kind of asking some questions about our newer marketing materials and shows like KHM Today.
And so there were a couple of big takeaways when I looked at some of the information. What were some of those key things that we clued into in this survey?
Yeah, so a couple things that really stood out. We asked about virtual EDU, which, as you well know, but maybe not all of the agents on the line know, was our kind of online education program for 2020, since so many of our live events just couldn't happen. So we asked agents about that. And if they had participated, about 45%, 46% of agents said that they had participated, which is huge, knowing that our agents are really dedicating that time to education. And then we also asked if agents would be interested in a similar kind of experience, if we would launch more courses or launch more topics. And over 90% of the people who took the census say, yes, I am interested. I would like to learn more. I think that that's a great opportunity to learn more. So we're really excited that agents are engaged with that and that we can provide those additional educational resources so that our agents can really learn and master travel with all of the changes that have taken place. We also learned that our agents are traveling. So we asked agents if they already have or if they plan to travel in 2021. And over 82% of agents said that yes, they have travel booked, or they're planning on travel, or they have already been to Mexico this year. So that really just shows us that travel agents are really valuing that firsthand account, that they want to be on the ground in those resorts, in those locations, to give their clients that firsthand experience, be taking pictures, be talking about what those testing requirements look like, so that they can be as best prepared as possible to prepare their clients to travel. And we also were really excited to see that travel agents are still booking. We know that, clients are turning to travel agents more and more because travel is a little confusing right now, and everybody needs that resource to have someone to feel like they're in their corner. So we are seeing a lot of travel agents. Over 50% of people who responded are currently booking trips for summer and fall of 2021 on land. And then we're still seeing a lot of cruise travel being booked for winter 2021 into 2022, and then picking up into summer 2022. So that really tells us that, things are looking good. We still have people who are eager to travel, agents who are eager to book, people who are optimistic about the future. And then we're also seeing, those future cruise credits being used and those future cruises being planned.
Awesome. Now, you asked a question on the census about Rome magazine, which was brand new this year. A third edition or a third issue is coming out in May. How many agents knew about Rome, and what was their experience with it?
Yeah, so we were really excited to see that about 75% of our agents had at least heard of Rome, maybe have read it, maybe have looked over it or shared it with their clients. And we have some agents, of course, that could still learn about this new resource. So Rome is a really great, engaging magazine for travel agents to read and then pass along to their clients. It gives fun information, recipes from around the world, like you guys have been doing with KHM Today. We also have a quiz in there. And then we're talking about, places that we can go, bucket list trips, different things to really inspire people to travel. And then, of course, all of the information in there asks them to call their travel agent. So it's a really great resources for agents to use because it turns it back around and asks your clients to contact you, not the website of some supplier, not the phone number of some supplier. So it's a powerful tool to really have that engagement with clients.
And we should tell agents on the line today that even if you're not an agent with KHM Travel Group yet, you still have access to that magazine. And I believe if we can put that in the chat box, Sam, I believe it is www.romemagazine.com. Is that correct?
Rome Travel Magazine.
Rome Travel. Rome spelled R-O-A-M.
Yes, like we are roaming the world.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so that is great news about clients traveling. It's great news for agents. And what I love is that we can take this information and maybe we need to do more education about Rome Magazine or some of the other marketing materials that are free to agents. And then for those of us on the education team, we hear, gosh, virtual EDU was a success. People want more. What are the next steps that we take to provide more? So hugely valuable information.
Yeah, it really gives us an insight on what we're doing well and what we can continue to do well, and also areas that we can improve. Because of course we want to see that number of people using Rome to be way closer to 100%,
Yeah.
but really excited to see that so many people are already using it.
Awesome. So Sydney, you're used to being the one that asks all the questions, but I'm going to ask you some questions now. Surprise!
Of course, go ahead.
All right, you ready? We're going to ask these fast. Are tomatoes a fruit or a vegetable?
They're fruit.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy garlic?
Ooh, 10, 11.
What's your middle name?
Marie.
If there was a hair in your soup at a restaurant, would you return it?
Probably not.
Favorite day of the week?
Ooh, Tuesday.
Favorite city in the US besides the one you live in?
Ooh, that's hard. Maybe New Orleans?
And the place you want to most travel to that you haven't been to yet?
Iceland.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here and sharing such valuable information with us.
Yeah, happy to help. And keep an eye out. We will have more information like this shared soon on the KHM blog. So everybody will be able to read more.
Wonderful. Thanks, Sydney. Our next guest is back to give us a market smart tip. Amanda Bailey, are you here? She's from the amazing marketing team at KHM.
Yes.
And she's also, look, it's also her birthday week, everyone.
Oh. You know what? It was actually Sydney's birthday week too. Our birthdays are like 3 days apart. So
Oh my goodness.
We're the birthday gang.
Sydney, I'm sorry I didn't wear my headband for you. But you are here today to share with us some free, and I love the word free, tools that can enhance our social marketing.
Absolutely, yes. All about free, right? And these three, I think I said three, but actually there's four because one is like a 2-in-1. So the first one is actually a set of two different schedulers that you can use if you're one of those people that uses multiple social media accounts. So you have a Twitter, you have a Facebook, you have an Instagram, and you don't want to necessarily auto post because they don't all translate the same. You know what I mean? They each kind of like look different. You might not use as many pictures on Twitter or something like that. So we use Hootsuite, and there is a free version of that. You can have up to 3 different social media accounts linked. So, you can go crazy with that. And then the other one is called Later. And that one you can also link up to 4. So it's a suite. You can link your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then Pinterest if you have a Pinterest too. I know Pinterest is really big, especially for travel. So there are free versions of all of those. Great to just like set it and forget it kind of things. Like I said, especially if you have multiple accounts and you don't have to go into each one separately and, post things every day or every other day or whatever. So those are great. The second one that I wanted to mention, which I know we talk to our agents a lot we talked a lot about this before with graphics and different design things, and that is Canva, but I wanted to talk specifically about it for video, okay? Because I know that's one of the things that we always encourage agents, like use more video, like it brings places to life, right? And Canva actually has a whole section that you can create videos. If you have your own videos, you can upload them to Canva just the same as you would if you use it for graphics. Upload the video. You can add different elements to it. You can add your logo to it. You can take, if you're a KHM agent, you can take the videos that we have, like the Escape the Ordinary videos that we have in our monthly marketing kit, and upload them there, add your logo. And the other really cool thing too that I did not know that I just noticed is that Canva also has a bunch of short stock video clips, and a lot of them are, I was just looking, there's some of like Australia, there's some of national parks, there's some of beaches, like just 10 to 15-second video clips that you can, throw text over, throw your logo on, and create your own little, special video to add to your profiles. So highly recommend that. There's so much you can do in Canva. It's so much fun. If you haven't been in there, please check it out and get creative,
And Amanda, is this easiest to do? Is there a Canva app, or is it I'm better on my desktop or on my laptop? I have a really hard time doing that stuff on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, there is a Canva app, but I'm with you. Like, especially if you're going to be adding things and, you want to add text or something to something, I'm a fan of having it on your desktop because you just, I don't know, maybe, if you're 15 or something, you can finagle that. But yeah, I find it easiest to use on desktop. And then, the last one is called Grammarly, and this is a writing app. So I love it for social media, but you can use it for email too. And it's kind of like once you have it, it's just like a built-in tool. So this is, again, it's called Grammarly. You can download it as a browser extension. So it'll be something that you just add to Chrome. And there's also a mobile app for that, which I just got a little bit ago. And it's been great because anytime I'm writing an email from my phone or I'm doing a post from my phone, it actually proofreads your writing and will like correct things for you. Like you'll see kind of like in Word, it'll say, oh, like this is misspelled, or you meant a different version of this word or something like that. So it's literally like, having the word like spell check anywhere you go on the web. And it's going to help you look professional and like avoid those little tiny, whoops things that you're like, oh, dang it, I forgot a word. So yeah, you can just plug it in and I don't know. I love it. I love it.
So we should share with agents that if you miss some of those tools, you can look on the KHM Today page in the travel agent portal, so that you can write those down and download what you need to.
Absolutely. And I'm going to send them also to Sam or just ask her because I believe she can post the links to all audiences. Although links don't really, I don't know if they come over in the chat correctly. We'll figure it out. We'll get them to you.
Yeah, so you can look in the portal page for that information. We do have some agents asking if we've got some classes or if there's some resources for them to learn more about how to use these tools. Do we provide any of that through the marketing department, or are there classes online through the Travel Institute we can look at?
I don't know about the Travel Institute. I mean, I'm sure the Travel Institute has classes about marketing. If you're interested in learning like how to specifically use any one of these, like how to better use Hootsuite or how to better use Canva, I know has a whole like University of Canva or whatever to be able to learn how to do these certain things. So if you're interested in learning that program, which I highly recommend, you can go into Canva and they have sections there. Grammarly is pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of just a thing you download and it just pops up and you'll see. Yeah. It doesn't really require like a lot of process or instructions or anything like that. So that's what I would recommend if you're like, hey, I'm not sure how to use these things. If you are wondering what to post or those kinds of things, yes, we have tons of information, whether it be in our learning management system or in the marketing section of the travel agent portal, tons of information and tons of content too, as well, for you guys to get more of, your social media fix on what to do. And I know that we have some agents on this call and on our previous calls who have who have talked about those kinds of things. So
Yes.
I've got a wealth of information here.
And as a reminder, these are free tools, but it sounds like there's also a paid version if you need something that does a little bit more.
Yes, absolutely. All of these have paid versions. Like I know later, if you do a paid version, it's like $12 a month or something, and you can actually schedule Instagram stories then, which I see a lot of more agents doing. So that's kind of cool. But again, it's just, is it worth it to you? Are you going to be, using it and getting something out of it? So yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here. Please go enjoy the rest of your birthday week.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
All right, everyone. Thank you, Amanda. Those were great tips. Take my birthday crown off. I am very excited to welcome this next group of agents. I love hearing what other agents are doing that is contributing to their success, but I also feel it's important that we hear about some of the challenges they've faced and how they've handled those. Please welcome Bill Coyle, Director of Programs and Education at KHM Travel Group, and the 2021 Limelight Award winner. We have Patty Sieber from Colorado, our KHM Travel Group Rookie of the Year, and Cheryl Mitchell from Florida, our KHM Travel Group Agent of the Year. Welcome, you guys.
Hello, thank you.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Nothing to be nervous about. Thanks for having us,
Carolyn. We appreciate you. Yes. Are we nervous? Cheryl, Patty, are we nervous? Not at all.
We're not nervous. You guys have so much to share. So, Patty, we're going to start with you. You're Rookie of the Year, and we should share with agents that Rookie of the Year means first year with KHM Travel Group. You're not necessarily new to the industry. I think you have 10 years, correct?
That's correct. Yep, been doing this for 10 years now.
When you joined the industry, were you surprised at how quickly you took to it and how good you were at it?
Not necessarily. I am a very organized in my mind person. I feel like travel agents across the board have to be, for obvious reasons, attention to detail. But no, it wasn't really like a click. It took a little bit of time, but my passion is travel, so it wasn't surprising that it just kind of fell into its place.
Mm-hmm. And you've been with KHM Travel Group for a year. There are so many tools and resources. Is there anything that sticks out to you that you were like, whoa, this has totally changed my mindset, or I love it because I can use it for my business and grow? And is there anything that's just wowed you?
The marketing aspect of it, that page where I can share, I can access any of the pictures for my Instagram, my Facebook business page, that I feel helps a lot. And especially just our resources that we have through KHM have been incredible. So I'm very, very thankful for all of those.
And would you say that you're good at that social media piece, or are you someone that kind of sits back and just somehow clients have come to you through referrals and things like that? Or are you very internet driven?
Lately, I would say over the past probably 6 months, I've been posting a lot more. There for the longest time wasn't posting a lot. It was all repeat clients. And now after posting, I have found that is a particular resource that draws in a lot more clients, and I love it. It's actually fun too. So it's something that I will continue.
Thank you. And Cheryl, you're our Agent of the Year, and in any year, that's a difficult accomplishment and a wow accomplishment, but particularly this year, is there something that you have learned about yourself this year that just really helped you, or something that you have just come to the conclusion that this is you and this is helped contributing to your success?
Well, I think this year we've all learned to put our patient cap on. And listening helps, because you have to listen to your clients. You have to keep up with the constant changes this year. And I think above all, which helped me the most, was the trust that I've built with my clients over the years. That helped me get through this year, helped me make bookings, keep money on the cruise lines this year. I was all about making sure the money stayed with the cruise lines, which obviously contributed to the success of the year. So if you don't have that trust that you've built with them, they're not going to just keep that money rolling. You know, some of these clients have money that have been rolled over 2-3 years now. So I think that's a big part of this year's strategy, should I say.
And as Patty mentioned, as travel advisors, I think there's this innate ability to be organized. But when you're talking about the volume you're doing, and you do a lot of cruises, how are you keeping track of all that money constantly rolling over?
That certainly has been a challenge. And honestly, I wish I took better notes at the beginning. You know, yesterday I spent probably 7 hours on the phone with a celebrity just trying to figure out exactly how much one group's future cruise credits are going to be going forward after the third change. So my advice is please keep better notes. And going forward, I'm definitely, every single time I make a change or talk to somebody on the phone, it is written down on a piece of paper. On the back of their invoice, I have like tons of notes. So that's the best advice I could give. But for sure, you have to stay organized and on top of it all.
Right.
Every time.
And you can't, I find myself, you can't just put it on a Post-it note and throw it on your desk anymore. It has to be with that file and with all those notes and in chronological order. I know I found myself going through confirmation after confirmation, trying to look for a path that's leading to somewhere eventually.
I'm old school, so I have folders. You know, I'm not really great with technology or looking up invoices on PDFs. I mean, I have them, but I wouldn't say they are organized by any means. But my folders are very organized.
Exactly. So. Bill, you're our Limelight Award winner, and basically, you have your statue. I
have my statue. I'm so excited about it. Thank you.
And you were given this award because you were really just the driving force the last year behind keeping agents calm, virtual EDU, agent to agent, and so many other initiatives with just kind of keeping agents connected this year and within the industry. So, but you've also been a booking agent for many, many years. When you're faced with something that you've never run into before, and the pandemic is a prime example of that, what steps did you take to kind of like sit back and say, all right, I've never dealt with this before. What do I need to do in order to push through?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for all of your kind words, Caroline. And nothing could be done here without all the teamwork that I have. Thanking you and my entire team for everything that we were able to accomplish in the last year. And the Limelight Award belongs to all of you. Thank you so much for that. But I'll tell you this, the old Bill Coyle would be the first person speaking in the room, right? I would be Mr. Know-it-all. Like when something happened, I knew everything, right? So I would just go off blabbing things to friends or clients or whatever the case is. And the new Bill Coyle does not do that at all. I am the last person to speak in the room. I listen to what others are saying and what they know before I speak. And I caught myself so many times being someone that I thought knew all the information and was easily giving it to clients or friends, like I say, and then finding out that they don't understand a word that I'm saying. I'm speaking so industry lingoist that I'm missing out on the consumer aspect of the discussion that needs to happen. So I took a step back and I even tried it this year. I'll never forget, we were at a friend's lake house. It was early on in the pandemic, maybe June. I'd say that was early on, but maybe it was June that we finally got there. And I just started to listen to everything that all of my friends were saying. These are not just friends, these are travel friends, right? So people that we also travel with. And I started to listen, I'm like, oh my gosh, they have a completely different perspective on what's happening when it comes to my industry, our travel industry, than what I already know. So I'm so glad that I didn't blab out first and I let them speak so that I can respond in a manner that's articulate and correct, knowledgeable, and helps them at the level that they're at, right? Because some people may know more than I do and some may not, right? So it's almost like you have to take a step back and think to yourself, where do I fit into this conversation? How am I going to be the end result of what they need to know? So that's really helped me. And in being on the Facebook Lives and walking through the process with the agents. And it's the same way with our agents. What do our agents know and what don't they know? At what level can we speak to them at so that they understand exactly where I'm coming from and I can understand exactly where they are? You know, treat them like you would treat a customer or the consumer. So that was one of the biggest things that I feel has come out of this and has helped me now for the future.
The listening piece is so huge. And I have found, and Cheryl and Patty, feel free to chime in, that's, I want to know what you know or what you think you know first, and then let me share with you, either confirm or deny what is happening. But I feel like if I just started talking, they were still so interested in knowing what they think they already know that they weren't listening to what I was actually saying. So I had to reverse that myself and listen first, then I can regurgitate everything that I have learned and that I know. Were there certain resources over the last couple of months that have just been huge? And they, of course, they don't have to be a KHM resource, but they can be. Is there anything that just has been your like go-to and lifesaver?
Gosh, what do you guys say about that? I'm curious to know what you guys say.
I mean, I feel like KHM gives us all the resources we need, of course. I also love reaching out to fellow colleagues. I mean, we all know who's an expert in what field when we've been here long enough, and that's helped me immensely. I mean, I had a lot of all-inclusive bookings, and I wouldn't say I'm an expert at all, but but I know who is. So
yes,
your fellow agents are without a doubt one of your best resources around. You have to surround yourself with like-minded agents, and it helps. Your BDMs, building great relationships with them, your suppliers, your preferred suppliers, reach out to them first if you don't understand something or need, help with an existing situation. So,
Patty? Yeah, I definitely agree with Cheryl there. KHM really provides everything we need at our fingertips. And since joining, I have learned that throughout the past year. But one of my main contacts, obviously, are going to be the business owners of Untitled Travel Group, Janet and Carla. They are incredible resources. I go to them for everything. sometimes probably a little too much. I could figure a lot of them out on my own. I just need that reassurance. But also the Facebook groups that we have with KHM, I feel like those are so helpful because everyone's so supportive, and it's just a wealth of information. Everyone's a wealth of knowledge, and that search bar up top, I mean, I find that is very, very helpful. And our BDMs, as long as we've got BDMs that get back with us, then, and I know that they're busy too, I understand that, but as long as we have our BDMs that we have those good relationships with, I feel like that is very, very helpful as well. Yeah. Bill, anything to add?
Yeah, besides all the resources that we find with KHM, absolutely amazing. I like to read the trades in the morning, as I'm either lying in bed or drinking my tea. What are the trades saying? But I'll be honest with you, I have one thing that most of you don't have working from your homes, and that's those agents that are sitting right in there. Carolyn, I know I've said it a million times, but it's just like what Cheryl says and what Patty says. It's that idea that says, if you have someone else to reach out to, it's like this idea that says, I find myself not going to Facebook because I think, oh my gosh, if I ask that question, they're going to think I'm stupid or I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm the guilty guy that we don't want the other agents to do that, right? But those people know how stupid I can be. And I'm not going to say it's stupid, but it's like, how do I not know that? Well, this year, I don't claim to know anything, right? So in the past, if I asked an obvious question, I can just ask it to them. But the articulation, the understanding from them of a question, and they can answer me just like Patty can get her answer from, and Cheryl and you, Carolyn, and where we know who to go to. I'm so blessed to have them. I just can't say enough that. And it's the idea that as we're making bookings, we're learning, right? So as we're making bookings, we're learning something new every day. And I know one of your questions coming up, and I'm really excited to answer it, is what makes me gun shy? And if you don't mind, I'm going to go right into it, Carolyn, because what makes me nervous is probably the same thing that makes everyone else nervous. One of the big things is last night I'm working on a family of 5 you know, you get cocky, you send the itinerary, like this is the best itinerary for you. And a question comes back saying, so what if I get COVID the day before, or what if we get COVID the day after we arrive? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, it's like, I don't know, you know, and then you go back. So the answer to that question is really insurance. I am still so concerned about the insurance. I'm looking through Vax. I'm on the FunJet site in Vax, and it says full insurance credit. And I'm like, well, is it full insurance or is it a credit amount? And that makes you just question yourself so often when you think you know, right? And you've been selecting these things for 30 years and you know all these things, and then all of a sudden there's different verbiage in there. That's when I become gun shy.
Yeah. Do you know, I feel like my the last year has been a lot of exchanges with emails with agents, that I know really well, or even those that I've just come to know in the last year that are saying, how would you interpret this?
Yes.
If I get this email from a supplier telling me what the terms and conditions are, sometimes the verbiage was still confusing. How are you reading this? Is this how you'd interpret this, or is this how you'd interpret this? So, I mean, I've sat with terms and conditions, highlighting them. This is what this means, because the verbiage is not what normal people use. It's all legalese, and it can be very hard to understand. And then you're trying to convey that back to your client. So that's a lot of what, as Cheryl said, the other agents, right? To be able to send something to someone and say, what does this mean to you? Because it's Greek to me. So let's talk, Cheryl, has anything made you gun shy about booking travel right now, or even for the future? Or are you kind of like, I feel good about this, like it's coming back, it's certainly coming back for you. Does it make you nervous at all?
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly what Bill just said. I mean, I'm not taking international travel at this time for 2021 until fall or winter. I mean, like Christmas or Thanksgiving. I'll book a cruise because I know exactly what to expect. I'm frustrated by insurance. I'm picking suppliers very carefully due to, what their flexibility is on cancellation policies. I have, I've been using Delta Vacations a lot in lieu of ALG. Sorry, Bill.
That's all right.
Because they've been flexible, and right now that's the key to 2021, I think. Flexibility, knowing exactly what to expect if somebody cancels or if that vacation gets canceled. Going into 20, I'm just full blown going forward with whatever.
So Cheryl, that's a great question, and I know this isn't on the list. So, but Patty, are you changing the way you're booking it all based on what Cheryl said of needing that flexibility? Are there suppliers or ways that you're booking? Are you going to direct to hotel because there's 24-hour cancellation? Are you doing anything different like that?
I'm not yet, but I'm definitely looking into it and making sure that I am knowledgeable on those things. I mean, nothing is consistent. We all know that. But the one thing that I have found incredibly difficult when I'm booking all these trips is that I have booked a few of them, and they've got a policy now where, if somebody gets COVID while they're there and they test positive, then their stay is free. Well, then there's all the fine print, only if you book before this date. And it's been a mess. So I'm just really trying to educate myself a little bit further on all of these things. And just like Cheryl said, Delta Vacations, I've looked into them as well. I mean, it's just checking all of our resources and trying to stay up on all of the changes. I mean, it's constant, and I know it's exhausting for all of us. And it's just something that is important, obviously, since that's our job, but that's what makes me the most nervous too, aside from the travel protection, the insurance, all the different options, what the coverage is, but just what if my clients do test positive for COVID while they're traveling? It's just,
absolutely.
That is the first question that everyone asks. And, I just have to say it confidently. Well, here's what happens. That's the risk you take with traveling now. So this is what we're going to do. So it's difficult, but I just find that I have so many people right now that are just ready to get out of here. They're ready to travel. They're ready to take a break. So, yeah.
So in all of your years of experience, and I want each of you to answer this, was there ever like an oops, like ooh, I really screwed that one up, that you remember so vividly, but has helped clear the path for growth and improvement?
Well, I could say right off the bat, first of all, I have an oops every single day, I'm not gonna lie. But the big oops is the first time I ever said I was somewhere or I understood that destination and I had no idea about that destination. And that was the Galapagos, right? So that's a big popular thing. Everyone knows Bill Coyle said to a client, oh, absolutely. You know, and then he realized after 30 seconds, I had no idea what I was talking about. So I think now that idea compounded with other things that we don't know are really making us question our viability and the ability to put individualism into every booking that we do. It's all going to take this idea that says I need to do as much research as possible, like Patty was saying, about every booking and every destination. So, and trust me, I have an oops all the time. And I think if we own our oops, our clients are still going to love us, right? They're still going to love us because they don't know all the things either, but we just have to be honest about the oops and not continue on. I'll never forget this one time, Cammie and I, as you know, we worked together, my sister and I worked together in the travel agency for years. And sometimes if Cammie made an oops, she would like continue with the oops on. And I'm like, I think you need to call them and tell them you made an oops. Like, you just can't keep going on with this oops, right? And I think that helped me learn early on, don't continue on, admit the mistake and admit that you don't know and start to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Patty? Oh man, I specialize in groups. I had a destination wedding and I did not have KHM at this time to help me look over the contract. I did have business owners, Janet and Carla, that helped me, but I overlooked the reduction date for releasing rooms, so completely lost my commission. It was a terrible mistake. So since then, I have added in a cushion for final payment due dates, and my reduction date is earlier. So yeah, that has taught me to be very, very, very thorough. I've always been a thorough attention to detail kind of person, but since then, that has just, I mean, I read every single word to every single contract. I have to, just because I don't want to miss any of those dates. And it's on, I mean, it's on every single calendar that I own now. So it's just, you know, those dates, they're very important. It stinks when your oops is linked to financial penalty, but I feel like for the most part, all of us have learned our oopses because we've been penalized for it financially. Cheryl?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, every day we have a challenge in this business. It's a day-to-day learning experience. And I just remember, I don't think I had any real big ones, thank God, knock on wood. But I do remember my first ever one. I was so excited that I booked this Hawaii trip and it was great money. It was a package through American Airlines and I spelled the last name wrong.
Yeah. And,
you know, it's 4 people at $800 a whack for a change fee. And I was just like, alrighty then, you know, I'll never make that mistake again, although I'm sure I have, but I'm very careful about it. You know, I think insurance challenges where I sweat out like the date they go and hope nothing happens because I might have done something wrong on that policy, you know, but for sure, it makes you think more every time you make a booking and go over it with a fine-tooth comb, you know. Mm-hmm. And again, I like the flexibility of certain suppliers for that reason, like Delta Vacations lets you make a, you know, an error on a name to an extent. And you feel a little more confident in your bookings when you use someone like them, or the cruise lines will let you make a change like that. But it is what it is. It's part of the industry, I suppose.
It is. It's a hard part of the industry, but it does help you. I mean, you do it once, and I swear you never do it again.
Or you try not to.
Yeah, you try. You guys, thank you so much for being here today. I am a firm believer that we never know it all and that we can always learn from those around us, no matter what the experience is. So thank you for sharing your insight with us today. And perhaps we'll see you in person soon.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so, God willing. Thanks, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Oh gosh, it's so, I love seeing other agents on the screen. It's been so long since we've been able to be in person together. This week, it's now time for Show Me the Money. Let's bring on Chantel Nye from the Education Group and Cinda White from Travel Agent Support to help us with this discussion. Do you like them?
I love them. I need a pair to go over mine.
Yes. Well, it's funny because I was trying to find glasses with like dollar signs, and then believe it or not, I have these and several other pairs in my basement. Don't ask why. I just, we collect things as parents. So welcome, Chantel and Cinda. This is one of my favorite topics, and I'm going to take my glasses off because I don't want to give anyone a seizure. This is one of my favorite topics because I feel like agents a lot of times leave money on the table. And last week we spoke with Beth Kitzman about how agents can increase commission in VAX. And this week I want to chat with you both about where to find some of that bonus cash, free night points that ultimately increase our earnings. So, and we did this, Chantel, we did a session for virtual EDU. So maybe some of you saw it, Partner Perks. We're going to kind of discuss some of that information today. But when we talk about these perks, Chantel, what are we talking about, and really who's offering these to us?
Well, the suppliers, the resorts, sometimes they team up together. For example, we just had a webinar with Iberostar a couple days ago, and going back and watching the webinar at the end, they were giving triple points for the STAR program. So you needed to register and become a part of that. And on top of that, you were also getting 2,000 Waves points with ALG because it was a partner program, partner of the month. That's really important to find out, what the different suppliers, who they're partnering up with each month. It could be American Airlines partnering with AM Resorts. So we have that in the Agent Access Weekly every Thursday afternoon. Watch that. Keep track of that on, who you can go to utilize that.
Now, Cinda, you get the pleasure of speaking to agents morning, noon, and night through agent support, chat, and phone and email. When an agent calls you and says, okay, how do I find out about this stuff? What is your answer to them?
For KHM agents, we're going to normally recommend you go to the portal. And so we would tell you to go to the supplier tab and then go to the category of that you're looking for. So whether it be a tour operator or a cruise line. And then when you sign into that supplier, you're going to see agent rewards or agent incentives. And then many of those will combine the hotels, or they'll have promotional, like Chantel said, promotional ones. They'll let you increase your commission. And then you earn these nights and you can redeem them. But many times you just got to be cautious that you may need an Ayada card or a Clear card to redeem those nights. So okay, make sure that you have the credentials you need to travel, whether you're KHM or not. And for non-KHM agents, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to log into that supplier and you're going to find that in the agent rewards or agent incentive section. Some may require you to do some training in order to obtain those nights. So just make sure you meet all the requirements of that, but there's lots of ways to do that, either many times with bonus hotels or increasing your commission. And many people take advantage of that I don't always increase my commission, but there's a lot of agents that do and feel that our services are worth money, with value to their customers.
So what are some of your favorite programs? I know I have my favorites. What are your favorites out there that give you the most stuff when you register your bookings?
Well, it depends on the supplier and the destination. So sometimes like ALG may have their Waves program. Pleasant Holidays has their incentive program as well. The cruise lines have an incentive as well, where you may do a certain activity for that line, and then it gives you bonus credits. It just depends on what you like to do best for travel, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Chantel, do you have a favorite?
Well, I like the ones that, like for Iberostar, you book the resort, and as many nights as you're booking, you could earn a free night for yourself. AM Resorts, I'm with AM Resorts as well. I love their program. There have been times that I accrued a lot of points, but I couldn't maybe necessarily travel. So one Christmas, I turned in my points and I got $500 in gift cards that helped me pay for Christmas. you know,
Yep.
um, so it's different. Again, it depends on the brand, and what their incentive is. But ultimately, we all know whatever's best for our client is what we're going to book. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
just booking a resort or a brand for perks for me.
Right. Right. And we should mention that it's not just fun and sun, right? We do have some cruise lines. We also have, we were talking, some of the river cruise lines also have these programs. So, it's not just, our top, fun and sun suppliers. There's a lot of suppliers out there that have these programs. If I say the words double dip, what do these words mean to you?
Well, I think that many times our supplier allows us to have an initiative or reward with that supplier. And then there may be a hotel or other thing that's also giving us rewards. And so then you're double dipping. You're getting rewards for booking with that supplier and using that specific hotel.
Yes, and we love those. We love those. But the big key is usually you got to register. Just because you book it doesn't mean anyone knows.
Correct.
Just to finish up, Chantel, what are some tips moving forward? A lot of programs were suspended in 2020 and the early part of 2021, but I think some of those are coming back. So do you have some tips for agents moving forward to make sure that they're capitalizing on this?
I would recommend to go back to the rewards programs that you were previously signed up with. Go back and revisit that program because they may have had changes. Whether or not they were suspended or they're bringing it back, there may be changes moving forward. So just make sure that you go back and double check, make sure you have all your ducks in a row for that. We had also talked about, it may be good for you to make an Excel sheet for yourself because it does kind of get confusing, when you start getting busy, and we are, what supplier did I use? Okay, do I need to register that booking? And we've been asked by agents if KHM would put together an Excel sheet, and quite honestly, we really can't. Things are changing so rapidly, but our Excel sheet really is our KHM portal because all of the brands that you use are going to be in our portal. And those pages, right, Cinda, those portal pages are jam-packed full of great information and their rewards programs. So anything that you have questions on, you can find in the portal or contact agent support as well.
Awesome. Ladies, thank you so much. This is valuable information. We've got money, cash that you can get, points that you can convert to different things, and free nights that if you're able to travel, you can cash in on. So thank you so much for sharing this super valuable information today. It was great to see you both.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Another show has come to its conclusion, and I can't thank you enough for being here with me today. Next week, I can't wait to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with all of you. We have some great treats, and we are excited to welcome Eva Garfield from Disney Destinations. We're going to talk about how Disney can be done if you're not super into theme parks. So maybe you've got a group of girls or guys or just couples that want to go, or you just have a group of adults that aren't into the theme parks. What are the options and what can you do that's outside those theme parks? So have a great rest of your week, everyone. And don't forget to do something just for you. Take care.